In this video, we're going to go over the local business Facebook ads formula. So this is a 6-step process here that we're going to be following to launch our ads. Now I'm going to walk you through each step in detail. So the very first step is to create a unique hook or irresistible offer. Now remember, when we're running Facebook ads, this is where we need to create awareness. People are not going to Facebook to look for a product or a service. So it's up to us to get them to get hooked on whatever offer, or to get them to become aware of our particular ad, of our message, right? And so it's important for us to get them to stop scrolling and then click on our ad or take whatever action that we want them to take. And we do this by creating a unique hook, an irresistible offer that stops them dead in their tracks and gets them to take whatever action that we want them to take. And then step 2, this is where we want to write compelling ad copy using a simple formula. And we're going to walk into that in detail in this section here. And then step 3, this is where we want to have eye-catching visual ad creative. So not only do we want a unique hook and irresistible offer, we also want to have compelling ad copy. And then step 3, we want to make sure that everything is congruent with our ad, with our offer, with the ad creative. And then step 4, we want to make sure that we're targeting the right audience. We want to make sure we have the right location, the right mile radius. And then if you know that your audience is going to be females or males, or a combination of the two, making sure that you're selecting that accordingly. And then step 5, you want to have a relevant landing page. Because let's say that you have a great ad, you have great copy, a great offer, everything looks great on the ad. However, when people are going to the landing page, if they're seeing things that are not congruent with your actual ad, then you're going to lose a lot of people there. So you want to make sure that the messaging, the coloring, everything is congruent with your ad on the landing page. Because you'll notice that if you have a lot of people clicking on your ad and you're dropping off a lot of people on the landing page, that means that your landing page isn't congruent with your offer. If you're offering a dental implant or a teeth cleaning, right, or a free quote of some sort, you want to make sure that it's relevant to what you're actually talking about in your ad, okay? And that's where a lot of problems reside. Is you have a great offer, you have a great ad, getting a lot of clicks, but then when they go to the landing page, that's where everything drops off because it's not congruent. So making sure the landing page is relevant and congruent with everything. And then step 6, you want to have a back-end lead follow-up system. Remember, we're targeting people on Facebook with digital billboard advertising, which means they're not actually looking for what we have to offer. So it's important for us to have a follow-up back-end system to follow up with the leads. On our thank you page, once they fill out their information, we're going to have instructions for them to follow and to incentivize them to take action now. However, if for whatever reason they don't take action, they don't call in, they don't book an appointment, we want to have the email backend, even some text messages that we send them, so that we remind them and keep our offer, our brand, our message right top of mind. So let's go over step 1 here. So this is where we want to create the unique hook, the irresistible offer, okay? Now, this is where we can create like a very simple entry-level offer, such as teeth cleaning, teeth whitening, maybe a free quote, something that is low cost, that is essentially a no-brainer, right? So let's go over our unique hook, irresistible offer checklist. So the first thing that we want to keep in mind is that we want to have a specific solution, okay? Does your offer provide a specific solution to a very specific target audience? For example, if we're offering teeth cleaning or some type of exam or a free home remodeling quote, it's very important that the specific solution that you're offering is specific to that audience, okay? And then number 2, does your offer deliver your target audience desired result? We know people on Facebook are not looking for a dentist. We know people are not looking for home remodeling companies. However, can we have our ad actually talk about the conversation that the person is already having in their mind, and then be able to provide them that desired result? And then number 3, this is where we want to have immediate gratification. So if we have some sort of discount offer, some sort of entry-level offer where we're offering, very unique price, discounted price or maybe a free quote or free assessment, right? We want the audience to be able to get it right away. If we're offering some sort of PDF, some sort of cheat sheet or some sort of guide, right? We want them to get access to it immediately. So if we have some sort of discount offer, we want them to be able to book an appointment and call in immediately, right? And then number 4, does it have high value? Which means, does your offer have a high perceived value? If you have, let's say, like a teeth cleaning or teeth whitening, it's best to have like your retail pricing, like, hey, teeth cleaning $4.97, and then one-time offer only for $47 or $97, whatever that may be, right? I'm just kind of giving you an example here where they're getting something that is high value at a very low cost. And so they have that perception that, wow, this is $4.95 or $500, and I'm only getting it for, $20 or $50. So very important there to have that high perceived value to your audience. And then we have number 5, where we have the rapid consumption. So if it's some kind of guide, some kind of cheat sheet, you want them to get access to it right away. And then if it's some kind of treatment or discount offer, right, we want them to be able to call right away and book an appointment, right? That is going to be the easiest for them to actually take action right away. And so let's take a look at an example of a unique hook or irresistible offer, okay? And so you'll notice here on this ad, we have a unique offer for $9.99 for a dental implant. And this is only for 10 first-time visitors to this particular dentist, okay? And so what we have here is we're letting them know that there's a savings of $800 and that they're getting 1 dental implant for $9.99. This is a very unique hook and irresistible offer because these types of implants can go for upwards of several thousands of dollars. And so we're making it very inexpensive for somebody to come in and get an implant and then be able to upsell them to additional services. And then step 2, this is where we want to have compelling ad copy. So the Facebook newsfeed, as you know, is crowded with content. You have your content from your friends, your family, people you're following, right? Different ads. So it's important to have a very specific ad copy formula. And this formula is called ADA. So it's attention. This is where we want to grab the attention by addressing pain points or challenges or even calling out the audience, okay? And then we have interest. This is where we're describing the benefits of the offer. You'll notice over here on the right-hand side, we have the implant for just $9.99. And then we want to provide desire, provide a reason to take action now. And so the reason to take action now for this ad here is because we only have 10 available, okay? And then action. This is where we want them to either click here, download here, learn more, or book now. And you'll see on this ad that we have the button there for book now, where they can book an appointment. And so this is a very simple formula that you can follow for your Facebook ads. And then step 3, this is where we want to have eye-catching ad visual. And so as you can see here with this particular ad, it stands out. When you're scrolling on Facebook, when you're scrolling on your newsfeed, you're going to notice this ad because the pink is what really brings out the image. And so you want to make sure that your creative is a visual representation of your ad copy. You want to evoke emotion. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that Facebook doesn't like images or videos or anything related to negativity. So if you have people that are like stressed or people that are not in a good mood or any kind of negativity, Facebook doesn't like that and they're not going to approve your ad. So it's important to understand that your ad images and your creatives need to be evoking positive emotions. Now, this all depends on the type of campaigns that you're running. However, ideally, you want to have an image of the actual product or service being in use or how it actually looks like when it's finished. And you want to be careful in the health and fitness space because you don't want to have like before and after pictures that show somebody who was overweight and then they lost like 50 pounds. You don't want to use that. However, you can use before and after images if you're doing home remodeling, or let's say you have like a landscaping company where you can show before and after pictures. That's where you can take advantage of that. However, you can't have them in the actual weight loss space because Facebook doesn't like the before and after pictures for weight loss, health, and fitness. So make sure that if you're using the before and after pictures, you're using them for services and products, not in the health and fitness space. And then step 4, this is where we want to target the right audience. So we can have the best looking Facebook ad. We can have, the best type of messaging, the best copy. However, if we're not targeting the right audience, then it's going to fail. And when we're targeting cold traffic, as in people that don't know the brand, don't know the business, there are 3 things to keep in mind. Number 1 is to be very specific. Don't be general, don't be broad. Be very specific as to what you're talking about. An example of this is if you're talking about an Italian restaurant, well, you want to mention that. You don't want to talk about restaurant, right? So make sure that you're being very specific. And then research your target audience. You want to make sure that you're researching who is the buyer. And with your client, you can get this information from them directly. Now, if they don't have good customer data, good customer information, because you'll find and you'll notice that a lot of businesses rely on referrals, networking, word of mouth to grow their business. And so they don't have a lot of customer data. And so they'll have an understanding of who their customers are, but not always to the level that really gives us enough information. So when you're working with local clients, for the most part, you're going to leave the interest-based targeting option open because you want to let Facebook do the heavy lifting for you and have them go out there and find the right individuals to show your ad to. And then you want to focus on zip codes if you want to get very, very specific, okay? Now, if you're just targeting, let's say, the customer's business location, you can do that as well. And then you can set like a 10 to 15 mile radius. But if you want to get super specific, you can just focus on the zip codes. And so step number 5, right? We want to have a relevant landing page. Does the landing page talk about the same exact thing that we're talking about in our ad, right? And so this is where we want to make sure that the ad copy on our landing page, the images, everything is relevant, everything is congruent, because if you have a great ad and you're getting a lot of clicks, but you're not getting leads, then that's where you have a problem, is with the landing page. And this is where a lot of people drop the ball here. They don't have congruency, and it must be the same. If you're talking about implants for $9.99, your landing page better talk about implants for $9.99, right? You don't want to be talking about, hey, book your appointment for your dental procedure or book your appointment for whatever. It needs to be exactly the same, right, as far as your ad and what you're talking about, and have it be as relevant as possible. And then step number 6, this is where we want to have the back-end follow-up system. So in our thank you pages, we're giving people incentives to take action now and to book an appointment now or call to book an appointment. Because remember, with Facebook, we're targeting people that are not actively looking for our product or service. So we need to make sure that we're following up several times if they don't take action right away on the thank you page and book an appointment or call and book an appointment, right? And the way that we do this is by sending reminders via email, via text, and this will significantly improve the chances of them showing up and taking the offer. And when we're sending these reminders, it's important to use automation tools such as ActiveCampaign, Zapier, right? So that everything is automated and we don't have to manually send emails or text messages to follow up with these leads. Because remember, these folks that are filling out their information, they don't have this at the top of their mind, right? They're probably just scrolling on Facebook. They saw an ad for a dental implant, and yes, they're interested. However, it's not a high priority for them versus if they were on Google and they were looking for a dental implant, right? That particular lead on Google is going to be hotter and they're going to be in the market, right? For these guys, we want to make sure that they're taking action immediately on the thank you page. And if not, we have a follow-up backend system to make sure and remind them to take that offer and to book an appointment. So that's going to be it here for the local business Facebook ads formula, and we'll see you on the next one.